This is an incredible moment of accomplishment. I am so excited to see what a difference this is going to make for millions of American families. It's been months in the making. Having this bill pass with 51 votes, all Democratic senators and the vice president, was a really thrilling moment for me. I'm so grateful for my colleagues, for my staff, for the folks who worked on this, and the difference it's going to make in terms of prescription drug costs, health care costs, energy costs, and really putting a down payment on fighting climate change. To me, this will be one of the most important accomplishments of this Congress.
Senator, I know you're close to the president. Have you spoken with him?
I have earlier this afternoon. The president, as always, he's a classic sort of old school senator. He called to thank the cloakroom staff who've been here all night, and I just happened to also have a chance to talk with him. It was just so encouraging to hear his warm and personal greetings to the folks who really do the behind-the-scenes work. We've also talked recently about several other big legislative wins that he's just had. The bipartisan Veterans Health Bill, the Burn Pit Bill, the bipartisan bill to invest heavily in bringing advanced manufacturing back to the United States, the semiconductor chips bill. He's doing bill signings for both of those pieces of legislation next week. And that's not to mention the recent success a few weeks ago of getting a bill passed that'll invest in community mental health and in gun control. I think this has been win after win for week after week for President Biden and the overall agenda that we're trying to pursue here as Democrats in the Congress. But what matters, Yasmin, is the impact it's going to have for working families, for folks wondering when they're going to get some relief. Relief is on the way.
Senator, how are you going to turn this into votes come November?
Well, by sharing that message around the country. Look, I've been getting calls from folks in Delaware for weeks expressing concern about inflation, about how they're going to make progress in affording things at the gas pump, at the grocery store, at the pharmaceutical counter, the pharmacist. And this is beginning to make a real impact on that. The price of gas has come down 5 weeks in a row now in Delaware. It's below $4 a gallon, and that's the national average as well. We've seen a record number of new jobs created. The jobs report that just came out yesterday was very strong. Unemployment's the lowest it's been since I was 4 years old. And I think we've seen a stronger position on the world stage. President Biden's leadership helped pull together NATO, helped get us stronger in the Indo-Pacific, put us on a stronger footing in the world. So whether it's here at home with job creation, with tackling inflation, or with making big impact on manufacturing and climate change, or it's how we're seen in the world, I think President Biden and the Democrats in Congress have a stronger than ever record to run on.
Senator Coons, I know you're tired. I do have one more question for you, and
Sure.
that has just taken us behind the scenes, because I'm fascinated by the moment in which the amendment passed by Republican Senator John Thune. And I know there was some folks kind of shaking in their boots for that moment, especially because Senator Sinema voted in favor of that amendment, and we saw the passage of that amendment, and how quickly it was the Democrats were able to come up with that pay for and move forward.
Well, Yasmin, that had been worked out in the hour or so before. There was a lot of behind-the-scenes important work by the floor staff, by leadership staff, by folks from the Finance Committee, and we found a solution, a way to make sure that all 50 members of our caucus stood together, that we were able to get this bill over the finish line, even though we had to make some changes. Look, that's what happens when you go through this crazy process called vote-a-rama and reconciliation. Yeah. Often something gets knocked out by the parliamentarian that you have to replace at the last minute, or by an unexpected amendment vote, as happened today. So I give a lot of credit to Leader Schumer and his staff, who were on the fly managing this process, and to my colleagues. There were folks who didn't get everything they wanted in this bill, me included. I wanted a civilian climate corps very badly. It's something I worked hard for. But in the end, this package, which does more for climate than anything we've done in my lifetime, and makes a real difference for prescription drug prices, energy costs, healthcare costs, it's going to make a big difference for a majority of Americans. And I'm proud to have supported this bill today.